Right now.
Did you see the helicopters downtown? The Alamo Dome, usually a playground for athletes. Tonight it's being used to prepare for the worst. A live report as several local and federal agencies descend on the dome and a mock disaster drill. But first.
The city of San Antonio now responding to suspected squatters. A neighbor shared this video of the city's dangerous assessment response team, or DART, going into an East Side home today for an inspection.
And neighbors claimed the suspected squatters were stealing utilities, power. The city told those living in the house at 727 Morning View Drive they had no authority to be there and there was no water service. We first told you about this story earlier this month.
The Night Team's Patty Santos looked into that property, the person claiming ownership of the house, and why this isn't a first for him.
I have never seen the likes of this before.
30 years of practicing law, but David Dilley says this case is unique.
I've never encountered someone who is just so relentless and who is just dangerous enough in the sense that he knows a little bit of the law and knows how to get free information, how to not have to pay for filing fees to file suits, and get enough free forms, legal forms left and right.
In July of 2022, he says Frank Herrera, with an alleged fake deed, moved into this property on the west side. The house was under renovation.
He was wrongfully claiming that it was his property.
Police called it a civil matter. Dilley says it took the owners 6 months to get him out. Now someone else is living there. His clients spent time and money fighting appeals all the way to the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, where the case remains pending. Herrera cost Dilley's clients thousands in legal fees. Court records show Herrera filed an affidavit of inability to pay costs, seeking a waiver intended for those who can't afford to pay. Dilley says he contested it, but a judge approved the waiver.
The system is in place for a reason for people that can't afford to pay filing fees, but he's taken advantage of the fact to use it more as a sword than a shield for some sort of protection. He's trying to obtain things without earning them, without paying for them.
Court records show Herrera has 6 criminal case arrests dealing with theft. Dilley has filed a lawsuit against Herrera to protect his client from any future civil lawsuits regarding the house by barring him from filing more bogus suits. Herrera's motion to have the temporary injunction in Dilley's case thrown out was denied. The case is set to go to trial in November.
If you have filed 5 lawsuits in the last 7 years and you've lost those cases, you could be determined to be a vexatious litigant.
In March, neighbors on Morning View Drive called KSAT for help, claiming suspected squatters were siphoning utilities from them. The house belongs to Bexar County, but Herrera is now living there. Court records show he filed a new lawsuit in February, this time against the former owner of the house, claiming the property rightfully belongs to him. Court documents show the defendant has not yet filed a response to the case, which is set for a hearing in April. However, city officials showed up at the house Tuesday afternoon. A statement from the city attorney's office says it was determined the people inside had, quote, no authority to be there. KSAT reached out to Herrera by email. The man claims the property on the west side belongs to him, but he lost the case because he missed the court hearing. He also claims to have liens on a lot of other properties. Moving forward, the city says it is, quote, exploring all legal options to abate this dangerous situation to the neighborhood.
And Dilley is concerned that Herrera or someone else might try this with another property. Now, to find out what he suggests property owners do to protect themselves, go to KSAT.com. Steve, Stefania.
People losing their jobs expected at San Antonio ISD. We are told they're mostly going to be felt in school libraries. That's why SAISD's librarians made their voices heard tonight. This was the scene about 5:30 tonight outside of the district school board meeting. In a statement from SAISD, they tell us the library services will be provided by staff rather than certified librarians.
I am here to support all the librarians because our job is in danger. By cutting your librarians from our libraries and shutting those positions down, we're doing a huge disservice to our students in our community.
Now, the district statement did go on to say it will work with the people affected by the cuts to find them other positions within the district.
Tonight, still lots of questions after an 81-year-old man died in a vicious dog attack last month. Loose dogs are an issue in several areas of San Antonio. Today, we spoke with Mayor Ron Nirenberg about that problem. He says that Animal Care Services is going to lay out a plan to fix that issue.
tomorrow, we'll be hearing the Animal Care Services comprehensive plan, which has been underway for the last year, really addressing the major issues and ensuring that the City Council, when it becomes budget time, can properly resource the right things for the ACS department to be able to fire on all cylinders.
That was Mayor Ron Nirenberg speaking with us during our KSAT Q&A at 6 o'clock today. The mayor also told us that he wants ACS, along with the city's fire and police departments, to work together so they can share more information when it comes to problematic neighbors.
We showed you the helicopters off the top of the show. There's a couple of them right there, working together to prepare for the worst. That's the goal behind tonight's joint training between federal and local law enforcement. Tonight, Team's John Paul Barajas joins us live from the Alamo Dome. That's where that training is underway. So, John Paul, tell us, what have you been able to see?
Steve, Stephanie, we got some really lucky timing right now because for the majority of the night, we haven't seen much and it's been quiet. But right now, we got 2 helicopters directly behind us, getting ready to, I think, take off. They've been parked there for about 30 minutes now. I said we haven't seen much out here from the majority of the night because the majority of the trainings have been going on inside the Alamo Dome. But about an hour ago, we saw these helicopters in action and the work of some very skillful pilots. Take a look. Those 3 helicopters came in. The pilots navigate their way into small corners of the Alamo Dome, where they then dropped off a handful of personnel each before taking off. The FBI, San Antonio Police, and the San Antonio Fire Department are rehearsing for various emergency response situations, something that is important now so first responders can be ready later.
It's an essential part of what we do. It's not just the joint operations, it's the relationships that we have here in San Antonio with San Antonio Police Department, all across this region with our local and state law enforcement partners.
Now, these trainings did not have any interactions with people around the area, but just like the U.S. military trainings last summer here at the Dome got the attention of a lot of people around town because of the heavy helicopter activity, that's definitely been the case tonight. So if you do know someone who is in the area and might not be informed that these are just trainings, it is advised that please let them know that everything happening tonight is just a drill. It is not real, so no one is caught off guard or concerned. Here, these helicopters are still going. I think maybe getting ready to take off at any moment. We're not sure if they're done with the trainings for the night or if they're going to go back and do it all over again. We'll try to keep you posted as much as possible. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
From parking lot to landing place. Thank you, John Paul. Well, murder charges have been dropped against this man. His name is 24-year-old Reno Corrales. He was charged with the 2017 murder of Mark Rios. Rios was found at his Southside home with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital. San Antonio police connected Corrales to the murder. He was set to go on trial today. He will not. Court records show the case was dismissed due to a witness who failed to show up and testify.
Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. An 80-year-old man dead tonight after massive flames tore through his home. Happened around 7:30 this morning on West Summit Avenue near Blanco Road and I-10. Crews say the man and a woman were inside, but only the woman made it out alive. Investigators say that a space heater is what started that fire. You really need to look at this. A cell phone camera captured a terrifying moment. You're about to see it. Right there. A train smashing into an 18-wheeler, cutting it in half and sending a pickup truck that it was carrying right into the air. The 18-wheeler had been stuck on the train tracks on Schertz Parkway at FM 78. Luckily, amazingly, nobody was hurt. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
The effort to open the Uvalde School District's next elementary school moving forward.
Tonight, community members got together and shared their thoughts on the school's location and design. The Uvalde CISD Moving Forward Foundation is the one raising money for that project. The leadership says that the victims' families are also involved in that process.
There are continued conversations happening about the ways that we can best honor the lives lost in a way that celebrates their lives.
Honoring and celebrating the lives that were lost. We know the 2-story building would serve grades 2 through 4. The design is scheduled to go to the Uvalde School Board for approval next month.
So there's more construction that's coming in Uvalde. The city is hoping to build a recreation center that would honor the Robb Elementary School shooting victims. The money that project was supposed to come from a benefit that was announced last year. Now, you probably don't remember it, right? Because it never happened. So now family members are talking about what was promised to them as KSAT investigates.
Spring has sprung and March is busy for our KSAT community. There are a lot of ways you can help out this month, and we have the full breakdown. Tomorrow on GMSA, some specific ways you can make a big difference in our city. Be sure and tune in starting at 4:30 a.m.
It's hard to believe, but it's about to be 10 months since the shooting at Robb Elementary. The families of the 21 victims are trying to get through each day.
Yeah, now some are feeling a renewed sense of pain and anger because of Nathan Cuomo, a man who they say fooled them and capitalized on their tragedy. The Night Team's Lee Waldman reports.
In the beginning, I thought he had good intentions. I really did. But as things started to come out about him afterwards and everything that has surfaced since then, I truly do believe now that he set out to manipulate us all.
Looking at Nathan Cuomo's behavior and failed promises since the tragedy that took her step-granddaughter, Amory Jo, it's hard for Berlinda Areola to see anything but ill intentions.
You're just as evil as the man that started this whole mess to begin with, just in a whole different way.
Jesse Rizzo, Jackie Casares' uncle, feels the same way.
He doesn't think of what the long-term effect of something like this. So yeah, there's a lot of anger.
They both remember hearing Cuomo's plans to honor their loved ones and other victims with a recreation center.
It would have meant, one, that our family members, our children, our teachers, their deaths wouldn't go in vain, that something good came out of it.
Cuomo cut off all contact with them after allegedly selling thousands of dollars worth of tickets to a festival and soccer tournament that never happened.
That money didn't belong to him. He literally, again, used these 21 souls that were horrifically murdered and to turn around and steal.
Cuomo didn't stop there. He claimed he would revitalize the city of Uvalde's soccer program. Mayor Don McLaughlin says hundreds of kids enrolled for this season and next.
My understanding, he was supposed to send a check for $8,000 to the city, for that program, because the city runs the soccer program.
The check never came. While the city isn't out that money, it would have helped the kids with jerseys and other costs.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, that chapter is closed. Nathan in the city of Uvalde, that chapter is closed. It's not going to be reopened.
Rizzo and Areola want to close that chapter too, but not until they share the truth about Cuomo.
And we're pushing this out over the social media wherever we have to, till it gets word out everywhere that needs to get out, so that this does not happen to another family again.
I have called, texted, emailed, and sent messages over social media to Cuomo, but he has not responded. To be clear, he has not been charged with any crime and is currently not under any kind of investigation. Plans to build a recreation center are still in the works. Mayor McLaughlin says there are 25 acres set aside by the Uvalde Memorial Hospital to build on. There are sponsors who have come forward wanting to help fund it. He says all of that will be handled through the Uvalde Forever Foundation out of Kerrville. Back to you.
All right, let's take a moment to just give you a live view of what's happening out there. 68 degrees right now. We dealt with muggy temperatures today, kind of gross looking out there and feeling out there. And you're thinking, okay, I'll deal with it as long as we get something out of it. So with the rain, did we get something?
We did. Today we actually picked up 1/4 of an inch. Well, before midnight last night through today, that drizzle actually produced some meaningful rain for a change. That usually doesn't happen. And I don't think it's going to be as meaningful the next few days. See the 20% chance here tomorrow and Thursday. That's just of a few sprinkles and light showers, but I think the vast majority of us will have drizzle the next couple of mornings. By Friday, that 40%, that indicates some thunderstorms with a cold front that's going to move in. So let's talk about it and get right to it. First of all, looking at it this way, over the past 365 days, we've seen about half the average precipitation that we normally would. Conversely, you go to the Rio Grande, and Del Rio actually has a surplus when looking at the last 365 days. So here's the picture. We've got this next swirl coming on shore in California, and this is actually a very powerful low pressure system, a very low central pressure with it. Actually, the lowest barometric pressure reading in March ever recorded at San Francisco's International Airport with this when it came ashore this morning. Anyway, this is the next disturbance, the next system that's going to be headed toward Texas. But notice how it's going to pass to the north of us. Remember, we need these upper level dips, these disturbances to drop down and dig into northern Mexico to provide us with the best lift and energy to get showers and storms generated. This is going to pass to the north, but I still think we'll have some scattered activity developing. Most of it central Texas and just north of us, but we could even get in on a little bit of the action, about a 40% chance. So nothing too impressive in terms of coverage, but better than nothing, and some good rain for other parts of Texas that need it. But most of it just north of the hill country and up toward Dallas. And for us, we'll be right on the tail end, just getting clipped by that line of scattered showers and storms. And with that, late Thursday night and especially early Friday morning, the chance of some severe weather, but that's northwest of San Antonio, especially Ozona, San Angelo, Abilene, up toward Dallas, and even Wichita Falls. Parts of the hill country could have a rogue, brief, severe storm in the pre-dawn hours on Friday, but that's about it. I think we're in the clear for severe weather around here. Let's talk temperatures. 72, that was our high today. That's 3 degrees below average. Right now, we're at 68. And with the dew point of 66, our temperature could drop to that dew point, but it's not going to get any lower. And so we're basically just going to hold steady the rest of the night. And the air becoming saturated again. That relative humidity already over 90%. It's going to be up to 100%, giving us fog, drizzle, and sprinkles for the morning commute. Another damp start to the day at 66, and then we'll clear out a little earlier than we did today, making it to 80 degrees for the high temperature in the afternoon. So by 1, 2 o'clock, start to see those breaks in the clouds. Bit of a breeze. You'll notice it at times south-southeast at 10 to 20. Clearing out sooner along the Rio Grande, so Del Rio up to 86 tomorrow, Eagle Pass, Carrizo Springs 87, and Laredo topping out at 91. But locally, we'll be right around 80, give or take a degree here and there. Basically the same on Thursday, just a bit warmer at 85. Then that Pacific front hits, giving us the scattered storms early on Friday, clearing Friday afternoon. Friday afternoon and evening plans, A-OK outdoors. Actually, it's going to be great. We'll have low humidity and a bit of that dry wind coming in from West Texas. And this weekend, good for outdoor activities. Highs near 80 and low humidity through Sunday morning.
Perfection. Thank you.
All right, how bad was the Spurs game tonight? Larry doesn't even want to talk about it.
Yep.
I mean,
we have a sportscast, but
right. But you want people to keep watching. So we're going to talk about the Cowboys and their newest acquisition.
Yeah. So hopefully, Cowboys fans, you stay tuned in because we're going to talk about wide receiver Brandon Cooks. All this guy does is produce 1,000-yard seasons, and he's excited to team up with Dak Prescott. And the UTSA is getting ready for Pro Day tomorrow. Coming up.
He was excited. Can't wait to get to work. I got a lot of respect for my game, and he looked forward to having me, a part of the group.
Dak Prescott and Brandon Cooks are ready to be teammates in big board sports. New Orleans hosted San Antonio tonight. The Pelicans trying for the 4-game regular season sweep. First quarter, Sandro Mamukelashvili had it going on, making this alley-oop lane to start the scoring, and it's 2-0 Spurs. And then later on, he makes a three-pointer to give the Spurs a 14-13 lead. He had 9 points in the first quarter and 20 for the game, a team high for the Spurs. Pels led after one, 27-16. Second quarter, Mamu drives and scores left-handed off the glass and foul, three-point play. Spurs are down 16, 37-21. Closing second, C.J. McCollum pokes the ball away and then buries a three at the other end for the final points of the half. Pels led at halftime, 64-39. Third quarter, Trey Jones with the ball. Check it out. Splits two defenders and scores a lefty layup. Nice play. Cue up rookie Blake Wesley now, who picks off the pass and goes back for a slam dunk with 1/10 of a second to go. Pelicans led after three, 91-65. Fourth frame, Doug McDermott banks into three, and that had him smiling because he did not call glass. The Spurs play with without Zach Collins, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, and Devin Vassell, and it showed. Pelicans rolled the Spurs 119-84. So the Spurs will play at the Bucks tomorrow night at 7. Milwaukee is number 1 in the NBA. Entering his 10th NFL season, wide receiver Brandon Cooks will suit up for his 4th team after the Texans traded him to the Cowboys. He's also played for the Saints and Rams. After spending 3 losing seasons in Houston, Cooks is excited to join the Cowboys and play catch with Dak Prescott, a QB he's heard nothing but good things about.
His mindset that he brings to the game, you hear how his approach, his work ethic, and the leader that he is, and his story, really, his perseverance, the way that he bounces back, throughout his career. I think when you got a mindset like that at quarterback, it takes you a long way. And so I'm looking forward to have a leader like that.
With Zeke gone, the boys signed running back Ronald Jones to a 1-year deal. He's 25 and a 2-time Super Bowl champion, winning it all with the Bucks and the Chiefs. Spring camp resumed for the UTSA Roadrunners this morning with practice number 4. Now that the team is back from spring break, they're allowed a total of 15 sessions per NCAA rules. Tomorrow there's no practice, though, because UTSA will be busy hosting Pro Day. 11 guys with dreams of going to the next level will be there showing off their skills.
I'm really proud of those 11 guys. I mean, they really helped put us on the map, and we're excited for them. It's what every kid dreams of. And we can all say that they're all here to get an education and all that kind of good stuff, which they are. There's no doubt that degree is what's the most important. But, man, you can't take that dream away from a kid.
Some of the names tomorrow include Trevor Harmonson, Corey Mayfield Jr., and Dadrian Taylor. Up in Austin, the Longhorns are also back to work now that the players have returned from spring break. Coach Sarkisian said freshman quarterback Arch Manning had his best of the 4 practices he's had with the Horns so far. Sark also said he's pleased with how the team looked today.
I liked the energy today. I thought that it was very intentional in the way that they practiced. That was a good job by the coaches of getting them into that space. I actually thought it was really good today. We had some elements. The ball got wet. It was a little bit of a mist. It was a little bit of slick, and you have to learn how to play in the different elements, come the fall. So I think on that aspect of it, that was positive.
University of the Incarnate Word will hold its pro day tomorrow night at Benson Stadium. Among the Cardinals on hand will be receivers Taylor Grimes and Darren Chaffin, 2 of the best in the nation. UIW football tweeted the names of 19 players expected to be there. Did Kyrie Irving snub Dillon Brooks? After the break.
Yeah, I saw that after the game. I'll probably get it next time. Yeah, probably get it next time. Not this time, though. I was really on to the next thing, my thought process-wise, so.
Mavs star guard Kyrie Irving setting the record straight, saying he did not diss Dillon Brooks during a jersey swap last night. Kyrie grabbed Brooks' jersey when it was offered. They dapped, and then Kyrie just walked away without completing the swap. Dillon looked puzzled at first before moving on to talk with some other players, so I think we can just settle that right now. It's not on purpose.
Okay, no beef.
Nah, no
right.
beef.
Sounds good.
I don't know. Looked iffy.
Always skeptical.
Spree has some questions.
I'm a cynic.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
All right, before you go, I want to introduce you to this little guy. This is Bridges the cat. He's had quite the journey.
Yeah, he was stranded on an overpass ledge on I-10 on Friday. Now, luckily, Animal Care Services was able to rescue him. He's been recovering ever since.
But there's more. Bridges now needs a forever home.
A forever home. So
yeah.
If you'd like to adopt Bridges, you can read more on KSAT.com.
Feeling the humidity, and that's going to lead to more drizzle and sprinkles to start the day. So a damp morning commute again with some reduced visibility and the road spray. You need your wipers periodically, but not the whole time. 60s in the morning, near 80 for the high temperature with some late day sun.
Okay, thank you. That does it for us here. Have a wonderful night.
GMSA at 4:30. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.